5 Boy Scouts and their leaders take on one of the toughest trails in the Grand Canyon.
How comes it so hot?
But they're soon at the mercy of a freak heat wave. And as their water runs out, what started out as a fun adventure quickly turns into a fight for survival. 3 15-year-old boys risk their lives in a desperate race to find water.
Hurry!
After camping out for a night close to the Grand Canyon's north rim, 5 Boy Scouts from Utah are about to make their very first descent to the bottom of the canyon. 3 of the boys are close friends.
Is that bacon? Yeah.
15-year-old Mark Coons has been a scout for 4 years.
Could have done with some of that this morning. I was saving it for big breakfast tomorrow.
Scouting was really a big thing for me. I'm an Eagle Scout, which is the highest rank in the Boy Scouting program, and so it's meant a lot in my life.
Mark is friends with Jordan Weiniger, who goes to the same high school in Bountiful, Utah.
Every one of us boys, we'd grown up in the same neighborhood, gone to school together, and so we were excited to spend some time to bond and to have fun with each other.
It's still kind of heavy with all this water.
Nah, it's all that bacon I'm hearing about.
First rule of hiking, always be nice to the guy carrying the breakfast.
It's a good point, Mark. Maybe I should take that back.
Dream on.
Making up the trio of friends is David Phillips.
Check his roll.
He's the most experienced hiker of the 3. It's June, and the day is shaping up to be blisteringly hot. The leaders are following the first rule of Grand Canyon hiking. Take water and plenty of it.
Okay, boys, don't leave anything behind. It's a real deal today. We're going over the rim.
Guy Davis is the Scouts leader.
Most of the boys that went, I knew very well. They were about as high as kites. They were excited for the experience.
I still remember my first time in the canyon.
Veteran hiker Lauren Pace is in charge of navigation.
Earl.
He's also brought his brother Earl along.
They're having a good time. Yeah, why not? Time of their lives.
After a couple of hours hiking, the boys reach the canyon's north rim.
When you walk around that corner and you see a huge panoramic view of cliffs, that go a mile down, there's nothing like it.
It's the biggest canyon on Earth, 18 miles wide and nearly a mile deep in parts. Its sheer size makes it one of the world's most extreme hiking environments.
That's where we're going. All the way.
Whoa. It's amazing.
This place is incredible.
The scale of what they're taking on hits home.
We're going all the way down there.
If you get bored of hiking, there's always the fast way down.
The group have already hiked 3 hours to their first night's camp. Now they'll make their descent, following the unmarked Little Nankoweap Creek bed. It's a tough hike with steep descents that drops 4,000 feet down to the Colorado River. There they'll fill up on water and take an easier route back up. The whole trip should take around 7 days. An hour on from the canyon rim, the group reaches the end of the official route. From here on, they'll be off trail all the way down.
The trail ended, and then it got very rocky. That's when we saw the difficulty of what the hike was going to be.
Jordan is right to be wary. Every year, some 300 hikers get into trouble here. and about 200 of them have to be airlifted out by rescue services. Around 10 more aren't so lucky and die here. And going off-trail in the canyon intensifies the risk.
Yep, this is it, fellas. The big chute.
The chute is a rocky gully over a mile long, an extreme descent over boulders, loose rock and gravel. Jordan immediately sees how tough this will be.
It was turning into a hike that, was getting a little more dangerous.
They have no radio and they're out of mobile phone range. If anyone gets hurt, they're on their own.
It was really steep.
As the most experienced hiker, David takes it in his stride.
Pack's off, guys.
Mark is a little more cautious.
You'd have to climb down a big rock and hand packs down to other people.
I got it.
So at that point, it wasn't just a hike, it was more of a climb.
A section of loose shale makes the going even tougher.
If you did put your foot wrong or something, you definitely could take a nasty fall, maybe not stop until you go all the way down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
After an hour of hot and exhausting scrambling, even Scout leader Guy is struggling.
It's very difficult to keep your footing as you were sliding down.
God, you okay?
I hit a log straight on, and it just, I managed to catch it with the part of the body you should never hit a log with, and literally knocked the wind out of me considerably.
You okay to stand?
Well, let me take this pack.
On 1, 2, 3. Careful.
It's a lucky escape. It could have been much worse. 2 hours after starting down the chute, the exhausted group reaches the bottom. They've descended over 1,000 feet. Now, there's no going back. The temperature has been climbing all day. It's touching 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
How comes it's so hot?
It's gotta be a freak thing. It'll be cooler tomorrow.
In fact, a freak heat wave has hit the canyon. The temperature's heading for 108 degrees, much hotter than anyone expected.
Lauren had been the year before, and it was hot, but not 110 degrees hot, not cook you alive hot.
We had anticipated that the temperature would be in the 90s. 90-degree weather would have been bad enough.
And the route down offers no protection from the ferocious sun.
This is when we realized that we don't have any shade. We're not going to have any shade from now on.
There's nowhere to hide. It's constantly beating down on you.
That's just draining us and dehydrating us.
Just a day into the hike, things are beginning to go badly wrong.
We were alarmed that we were going through the water as fast as we were.
In the searing heat, they've already gone through 3/4 of their water. The only place they're going to get more is the Colorado River. But it's over 2,000 feet down, and they're still a day and a half's hard hiking away. In this heat, they'll run out long before they get there.
As we were hiking, that's all we could think about was the river, of getting to the river.
But the boys are about to find out that blistering heat isn't the only hazard they face.
Dave, don't move. You got a scorpion on your back.
One sting could immobilize David.
Hold still. Careful. You think it could kill you?
I don't know. I don't really want to find out.
It's a reminder of just how hostile the canyon is. As well as scorpions, there are thousands of rattlesnakes. Stepping on one would be all too easy. And getting bitten out here, miles from medical help, could be fatal.
Come on, let's go.
That afternoon, the temperature tops 108 degrees. By 7 that evening, they've had enough.
Okay, guys, this is it for the night.
We were really exhausted. We were just grateful to be off of our feet. We were grateful to have the sun down off of us.
David does his best to keep his friends' morale up.
Hey, guys! Guys, come here. You can see the river.
It's miles away, Dave.
When I first saw the river, all I could think was, that is still very, very far away. So it was really worrisome to me that it was so hot and then I was running low on water.
Just think about running in that river and drinking pints of icy water. A couple of hours in the morning and we'll be there.
In fact, they're still a tough day's hike from the river, and their water is almost gone.
We begin to say, gee whiz, am I going to be able to make it down to the river tomorrow? Have I got enough water?
Their obsession with every drop of water is becoming overwhelming.
Hey, Jordan. Don't let it boil. It's a waste. Just gonna heat it a little.
Hey, George, they're much better dry. They're nutritious and delicious. It's like having loads of little worms in your mouth, just wriggling about.
I'm not hungry.
Come on, Mark. You gotta eat something.
I thought it was odd that I wasn't hungry after all that work all day. I don't know if that's some kind of side effect of dehydration or not. Definitely that night I was starting to feel a little shocked and surprised that something I thought would be so fun was starting to turn into something that was so scary and so worrisome to me. And I felt like I had started to lose control of the situation that I was in.
Dave,
Yeah?
are we gonna get through this?
Come on. We'll get up early before the sun gets down on us. By the afternoon, we'll be at the river.
I'm gonna stay there all afternoon.
Before sunup. That's when we need to get going.
Like David, Jordan is convinced there's only one way to avoid being cooked by the sun again.
We knew that we had to get up early. We knew that we had to beat the sun, that if we didn't, we knew that we would be in trouble.
But by the time the exhausted group is ready to go, the day is already blisteringly hot.
I know that when we did begin hiking, I don't remember what time it was, but the sun was on us. It was hot.
We could feel our bodies were dehydrating. We could feel the heat.
They're sweating up to 4 pints of water an hour and dehydrating fast. They face exhaustion, hallucinations, and as their blood pressure drops, collapse. Just before noon, they face yet another ordeal. A grueling descent down a steep, rocky chute. The few hours the boys hoped it would take to reach the river have long passed, and they're not even close. And now, the water situation is critical.
Is that it? You? Not a drop.
David shared a lot of his water.
Who wants it?
He gave the most of his water to anybody.
Go on, Jordan.
Thanks.
That's it.
Their life-saving water has gone, and they're still a good half day from the river.
I knew that we were out of water. I knew that, if we fooled around or wasted our time, I knew that we would run into trouble.
Come on. Let's get to the river.
Guy is struggling most in the unrelenting heat. He's fallen behind the rest of the group.
It was like being in an oven. I was physically exhausted.
Severe dehydration is putting Guy's body under intolerable pressure. Finally, it just gives out.
If you take a deep breath, that sensation that you have when you can feel the oxygen going through your body, I couldn't do that. The best I could do is reach a shallow breath, basically.
Hey, where's Guy?
By the time the group realize he's not with them, they're hundreds of feet further down the chute.
Guy! I need some help up here! Can't you get down? I can't. I gotta take a break.
At that point, I began to really question whether I'd ever make it down to the river.
We need to keep going.
Look, we can't just leave him. There's some shade here. We'll sit in the shade and wait for him to catch up. We can't leave him behind.
But Jordan thinks that waiting for Guy could be a fatal mistake.
If we don't go now, we're all gonna die. I'm not just gonna sit here and wait and die.
When Lauren said we needed to wait for Guy, I was mad. I knew that if we didn't leave, that we would die.
What he needs is water. Let's get down to the river and get him some. Come on.
It's a tough call. If they leave Guy behind, he could die, but waiting for him to catch up could kill them all.
Okay. Guy! We gotta get down! Get some water! We're coming back! We're coming back with water! I look after the boys!
I had never heard a tone like that in anyone's voice before. That kind of fear or anything like that ever in my life. Just, it changes you when you hear something like that.
It's difficult to leave somebody behind, but when it's your own life, you need to do what you need to do.
2 hours later, the whole group is desperate for water.
Anybody got any water left?
No, I'm out.
Then Lauren remembers something that might just save their lives.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a creek runs up there. Half a mile along the ridge. There was water in that creek last June.
I'll go. Give me some canister.
See trees along the creek bank, okay?
In these conditions, the extra hour of hiking puts a huge strain on David's dehydrated body. But if he finds water, it'll be worth it. The creek is dry as dust.
Hey, Mark. Mark, wake up. Wake up. There was nothing there. Just an empty riverbed.
It was very difficult. We had no idea where water was, how we were going to get there, when we'd get there, or how much longer we'd last.
After 6 hours tough hiking, they're still a long way from the river. The temperature has climbed to a searing 112 degrees Fahrenheit. Dehydration and exhaustion are taking their toll.
Our bodies became weak very fast. Our pace that we were walking slowed down extremely.
For 71-year-old Lauren Pace, enough is enough.
Lauren, you okay?
Don't fuss. I'm okay. I'm okay. Listen, guys. The sun is a killer.
There's some shade here. We should wait till it's dark.
Lauren reckons that hiking at night will be less strain on their dehydrated bodies. But the boys think that if they stay here, it could be the last thing they ever do. There's no easy answer.
There was a feeling among the boys that if we stayed there, that we would die, and it was urgent, not something that we could just sit around and wait for.
It's hours till sunset. We stay here till night, we're all dead. Well, Lauren knows where to go. Right, so he can tell us where to go. Come on. You want to just sit here, or do you want to do something?
Let's do it.
Mark? Okay.
Going against their leader's advice is a big decision for the boys.
Lauren, we need to go on.
You shouldn't travel in this heat.
We're going.
When we left Lauren and Earl under that rock in the shade, it didn't feel like even a decision at all. It was more like, we have to.
Armed with directions, the boys head out. They're determined to reach the river and bring water back for the others. Back up the canyon, Guy is deteriorating. His fluid levels are so low that his body has cut off the supply to his sweat glands.
I can't believe a time in my life when I wanted to sweat. I knew that if I could sweat, that it would cool down my body. And I physically tried to will myself to do that, and I couldn't do it.
Without cooling sweat, any physical exertion could send his temperature spiraling out of control. If it reaches 108 degrees Fahrenheit, his brain will begin to die. Guy is trapped. If he tries to hike out, it could kill him.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
Further down the canyon, Lauren is worried about the three boys hiking alone and sends his brother and the other scouts after them. But the three boys are making good progress, and they're now way ahead. They're less than a mile from the river. They just need to make the final descent.
He must be those rocks Lauren was talking about.
But somewhere they've gone horribly wrong. Instead of the safe route down they were expecting, they've reached a sheer 200-foot drop.
We could not see any way down it.
It's a dead end.
There's no way down.
Their water has run out, their leader has collapsed, and the three 15-year-old boys are on their own. Their desperate bid to reach the Colorado River is over. It's the final straw. They've run into a dead end, a sheer 200-foot drop.
What do we do?
I don't know, Mark. Nothing, I guess.
The river's out of reach. And with the group not expected back for 6 more days, there's no hope of anyone sending out a search party in time. Now, all they can think of is getting out of the sun. Back up the canyon, Scout leader Guy is also losing hope. Out of sheer desperation, he comes up with a plan to make himself visible to any passing planes.
As I laid there, I knew that it would be hard for someone to see me because I was down below the level. I took out a emergency blanket.
Guy is totally alone and virtually helpless. It's his darkest hour.
When I realized how much of my strength it took just to do that, I was absolutely certain that there was no way out without help from somebody else.
Sheltering under cliff-top boulders, the boys realize they face a slow and painful death from dehydration.
In my mind, I knew we were gonna die. You're weak, your body hurts and aches, you have headaches. I just remember not knowing if I'd ever get up from that position. I remember that could be the last place I'd be, is under that rock.
It was a pretty sad situation there, you know. And I was almost turned 16. I wasn't gonna get to drive or anything. You know, you think about your family, that you're not gonna see your mom again or your dad, and it's really sad.
Even David, the optimist of the group, is struggling to see a way out.
I'd asked David a couple times by now, David, do you think that we're gonna make it? Are we gonna die?
We are gonna make it, aren't we?
And most of the time he'd be like, oh, Mark, of course we're gonna make it. You're fine, don't worry about it, okay?
I think we might die here.
This is the first time I heard David say, You know, Mark, I think we might. I think we might die.
Hey, Jordan. Can you get me a pen?
Why?
I want to write a letter to my mom and dad. You know. Say goodbye.
Don't be stupid, Dave. We're not gonna die.
I was telling him that, not to give us confidence or not to give us hope, but I almost said it just so that I didn't have to go get him one. So I didn't want to move from that spot. I physically couldn't. I was just gonna lay there to die, and I didn't want to do anything else.
The boys start to drift in and out of consciousness.
I had a dream of myself in a coffin. You know, my family walked by, but my littlest brother just broke down in tears, covered his eyes. I woke up, and I was like, I don't want to die. I had no idea where I was going, and I'm not a mountaineer or anything like that, but I decided we can't stay here. I took my backpack and I chucked it off the cliff, you know, so I hoped that I was going to make it down to pick it up again.
Mark threw his backpack over and said, you know, this is what we need to do.
Trying to climb down the sheer cliff in his weakened state is near suicidal. But Mark's made his mind up. He's going to get down or die trying.
Come on, guys. We gotta do it.
Even for experienced climbers, this would be a dangerous descent. But Mark has no ropes and has never rock climbed in his life.
I thought we were gonna die anyways. To me, death was gonna happen. And so it seemed like anything would be better, even if it was a ridiculous plan.
Hey, Dave. How are we gonna get back up this? To the others.
We knew that it would be too difficult to get back to the top of that And at that time we knew that there's no way we'd be able to make it back to them with water.
But the boys have no choice.
We climbed down that cliff, which was very frightening to me, because I knew that if any of us fell, we would die.
Hey! I can hear it! The river!
You okay, Dave?
My eyes are gone funny.
It's a terrifying climb, but David and Jordan finally make it down as well.
It was a sheer cliff that I couldn't do again. I think we were all amazed that we were still alive, I guess.
But David is in trouble.
You okay, Dave?
He's showing early symptoms of heat stroke. He needs water fast.
I'm cool. Come on.
Back up the chute, Guy is so dehydrated he can barely move. He's now at the mercy of the canyon and its inhabitants.
There was a rather large rattlesnake that was a few feet away from me.
The western diamondback rattlesnake is one of the most aggressive snakes in the US. A bite from an adult can deliver enough venom to kill in as little as 6 hours.
I remember experiencing the fear that that snake would turn and sense my body heat.
Guy is so weak he can't move out of striking range.
And that experience lasted for about an hour while that snake was there.
At last, the snake moves away. Since making it down the cliff, the boys have walked for over an hour, but they still hadn't reached the river.
We could hear the water, and it seemed so close. But as we go around one corner, and then the next corner, and then the next corner, each corner we thought it was the next one, and it wasn't. I just remember how bad we wanted the water. Our tongues were like a rock wrapped with sandpaper. The pain of it was just excruciating. I remember Dave complaining about his vision.
Come on, Dave. You're nearly there.
And he was shaking. All of us were. We got to an area where there was a tree that had fallen.
David was leaning against a tree, and I was like, hey, we're almost there, guys. And at that point, David collapsed.
David? Dave? You okay?
Me and Mark went over to him.
Dave.
And I remember seeing Dave's eyes roll back in his head, and his breathing is really jumpy.
Hear us.
And I just knew that we were in trouble.
The three boys are in a remote part of the canyon, and dehydration has finally made 15-year-old David collapse with heat stroke. With little chance of help, the situation is desperate.
Say something, David.
I'd taken first aid merit badge, as a scout.
David?
They train you for extreme situations like this. I knew it was very serious.
Hey, Jordan. You guys get to the river. Bring back water. We're gonna get you some water, all right?
And as I went around the first corner, I could see the water, and it was about 100 yards away. And I remember getting to the water and just being so grateful. I just knew I needed a drink. I wanted it so bad. And so I took a drink out of the water, but I knew that there was a higher priority, that Dave needed the water.
Why isn't he swallowing it? Pour it on him.
So the next thing we could think to do was to pour it on him to cool him off.
Come on, man. I'm out. I'll go. Hurry, okay? Hurry!
I got to the river, and I took my bottles and I was filling them up and drinking a little bit. And when I pulled up the water bottle, I could not believe it. I saw two big yellow rafts coming around the corner.
Hey! Hey, help me get out! Hey! My friend is dying! Help me!
The next thing I knew is I heard Mark yelling help from the distance, and I was just hoping for something.
It's an incredible stroke of luck. A minute earlier or later, and the Rafters would have passed by without finding the boys.
Nathan, can you hear me?
What's more, the rafting party is made up of off-duty doctors and paramedics.
Let's get him back down. Let's get him wet.
That was such a great relief to me to know that there's somebody here that knows how to take care of Dave.
Mayday, mayday.
David is in good hands, but with night falling, there's no chance of a helicopter rescue before dawn.
Seemed forever that they were working on him, not knowing if he's gonna make it, not knowing if he'll die.
He's still hypothermic.
It was dark, so I can't really put a time on it, but somewhere around 10 that night, the one that said he was a doctor came over and said, "I'm sorry to inform you, but your friend has just passed away."
Sorry.
And it was a hard experience.
I think it really tore apart our hearts, knowing that our friend was gone.
By the time rescue helicopters arrive the next morning, Earl and the other boys have made it down to the river. Thanks to his emergency blanket, Guy was quickly located, while Lauren was finally found wandering alone in the canyon. They're all devastated by the news of David's death.
It's so weird, and it changes your perspective on death when someone you know and someone you've seen and been with an hour before, or a couple hours before, and was vibrant and wonderful and happy, and then he's gone.
10 years on, Jordan is a policeman in Utah, and Mark is training to be a dentist. They're still good friends. Neither of them will ever forget David Phillips, and both men stay in touch with David's family.